Okay. Hello, welcome here. Please say hi and let me know where I am meeting you from, if that made any sense. Okay, I've got my focus on, so hopefully I will not be interrupted. Let me introduce myself. Yes, I'm late and I've been running, and it was like the very last minute, and I realized I had, pardon me, forgotten a whole whack of things. So I was running around and printing, and I'm losing my voice. I don't know why. My name is Denise Willerton. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from East St. Paul, Manitoba, and I want to welcome you here. We have Linda on YouTube, Christine on Facebook, Darlene on YouTube. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited that you're here. It's summer. I'm hit and miss in the summer, and I apologize for that. I'm trying not to be, but you know what? I kind of took a little bit of a 2-week break, which I really, really needed to do. I was starting to hit a wall, and anyway, I'm good, and I'm happy to be here, and I'm excited to share with you today. Let me bring the camera down. And don't forget to share and let me know where, not where you're calling from. Don't forget to share and be entered for a prize at the end of my video. Is it dark at your end? It feels so weird over here today. I don't know why. I feel like things are really dark. But anyway, July bundle tutorial. If you place a $60 order with me, you will receive the July bundle tutorial. We have 42 Stampin' Up! Demonstrators from around the world that have taken part in this fabulous endeavor. If you don't want to place an order with me, but you're interested in the bundle, it will cost $25 and I can send that off to you. Just let me know that you're interested in the July 2023 bundle, okay? There's so much going on right now in Stampin' Up! And it's all great and exciting things. Look at this. I ordered it along with some other goodies. So this photopolymer stamp set comes, I believe it's 26. It says so right there. There are 26 stamps in here, and it bundles with a sweet little punch. So I'm excited about that. It's bonus days for every $60 that you spend starting today until the end of the month. You will receive $6, so a 10% savings offered by Stampin' Up! So for every $60, so if you spend $120, you get $12 in savings that you're going to redeem in August. Now, when you make these purchases, Stampin' Up! Will automatically send you an email saying something like, congratulations, you have earned a bonus day coupon. Do not lose that number. Do not. Stampin' Up! Does not record those numbers under your name. It would be impossible for them to do it. I don't get wind of that, or if you place orders with other demonstrators, they don't know. So keep those, either print them or copy and paste them somewhere, and don't put it in a special place, because you know when we put things in a special place, that's when we always lose them. So do not lose those coupon codes, okay? Sherry, thank you so much for sharing, and I do have your name down, and Linda, I do have your name down already. So that's great. So that is the little red truck, but it doesn't have to be red because you can stamp it in any color that you want. And it's gorgeous. Like, see how they did a little bit of highlighting? I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, right over the fenders. This little truck almost looks 3D. It's gorgeous. Okay. So that is bonus days. I have card classes coming up next week. I do have a little bit of room if somebody is interested. I have an afternoon class on Monday, July 10th. I have a Tuesday evening class on the 11th, and I also have a virtual class that is porch pickup only for your card kits. Or if you're out of town, I can mail that to you. Chances are you might not get it in time for class, but you could still take part in the class and then your kit will be on your way. So let me know if you're interested in doing that virtually, because I will still, whether you get your kit or not, I will still invite you virtually with myself and some of my friends. Card folio gift box. Remember that crazy class? I think it was supposed to have been in August. I had to move it to September. I just found out last week that on the day that I had moved it into September, I have my grandsons that weekend because both of their parents are out of town. So I mean, that's just not fair to them, right? So I've moved that yet again. So it is now on Saturday, October 14th. It is an all-day event. I'm serving you lunch, so it's all about serving you. So come and join me for that. I have a BYOP, which is Bring Your Own Project, on Tuesday, July 25th. Come and hang out with myself and my girlfriends and just enjoy an evening of creating whatever it is that you're working on. Clearance rack. There has been a clearance rack refresh. Wow, say that 10 times fast. Say that once fast. That started today. You know what? I've been so crazy busy. I haven't even checked to see what's on the refresh, but there is a refresh. So please go to my online store, check out the refresh. And if you are interested in any goodies, there is the host code right there. If you want me to place the order for you, let me know and I can pop that in for you rather than you doing it, but that would be porch pickup only. Paper pumpkin, there is a 48-hour sale only. It started today at midnight. It goes till tomorrow, and past paper pumpkin kits are 50% off, okay? You have to be a current subscriber in order to jump in on that, okay? So here's that little folio class, and this was inspired by, and I'm forgetting her name now, 4 cards with a little folio. This is not my design, although the papers that I chose and everything is. Super fun class, okay? So how's that for our little commercial at the beginning, which I try to keep them so short. Linda, my dear friend Linda, she is such a beautiful card maker, and I'm so gifted that she sends me cards a couple of times a week. Look at this. We've embossed it with I forget the name of it now, but it is right there. It is the exposed brick. It's beautiful. Such a beautiful card, Linda. Thank you. And here's another one featuring the same stamp set, I believe, and exposed brick again. Right there, you can see that. Isn't that beautiful? So she stamped first and then embossed, because that is just how you do it. My desk is a hot mess. I am a hot mess, but I'm happy that you're here. Very happy that you're here. Okay, Carol, thank you for sharing. I've got your name down. Does anybody else that I have forgotten, has anybody else shared that I have forgotten? So far, we've got 3 gals. So this is what we're going to create today, okay? This is featuring the Share a Milkshake. And Connie, thank you for coming. It's nice to see your name pop up. Share a Milkshake, okay? This is so fun. And it has amazing, amazing dies. Now, as you can see, a lot of my dies are actually out because we're going to be using them. This one here would cut like one of those sugar cones, and then it automatically has the that little line there is a score line, so that would fold over and you would just tuck the ice cream inside. I have not played with that yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Okay, let me show you how I created this beauty. One of the first things that I did I keep my, yes I did. So this beautiful tag, look how gorgeous that is. You could slip ribbon under here and then wrap it on a card. And that comes from the Designer Tags dies. So you get beautiful tags. You get a little bit of kind of embossing. This one will not cut through your card, but it will give you embossed images. I should have done that to show you. And this as well, you're going to get kind of like a little embossed stitch line, and these little flowers are cut out. Anyway, it is a gorgeous die set. I am a sucker for dies every time. Okay, so that is the Designer Tags dies. It's not working for you. Oh, that's weird. Darlene, even if you did like if your friend's name was Susie, if you did @Susie, I think that is another way of sharing. You can also share on YouTube as well. Sorry, I'm not much help. Okay, so after I cut this tag, I knew I didn't want these because I wasn't going to be wrapping ribbon, although we could, but I need it to stand tall. So what I did was I took my little cutter and I used this edge right here, right there, okay, as my guide. So that edge right there, I think you can see it. I lined that up along this edge. And if you go straight to the top, you're going to use that edge as your straight plumb line. And then I just cut that off, just like so. And I did that on both sides. Linda, I love this set. It's so fun. Have you created with it yet? Okay, so now we've got our little panel, and I did emboss it, as you can see. And I used one of the basics, which I have been using so much lately. I love it. I liked kind of that scratchy grid because it kind of gave me that same impression as the waffle cone. Okay, let's get our silicone mat out. And then what I did was I took this beauty from the dies, from the Chez A Milkshake die. I used a piece of crumb cake, and I have pre-done it, and I seem to have lost it somewhere. It should be on my desk. It should be. I need somebody to come and help me during my lives. Oh my gosh. I know it's here because I did do it, but I can always do it again. I thought I saw a little piece of, well, this is super embarrassing. Let's get that out. And I thought I had a little piece of adhesive right here with me because I definitely, well, and you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. Let's grab some crumb cake, which I know I will find. And you know how it works, right? The second the live is over, I'm going to see it and it's going to be right in front of me. I kept everything together, but I guess I didn't. Tisk, tisk. Let's get a little card base and let's just cut that. So this is how I normally do it, okay? I kind of measure how big I need it, and this goes to 2 inches. So I will do about 2 1/4, okay? So if I go about 2 1/4, which is a little bit bigger than what I need, and then we're going to grab some adhesive sheets. Now this is the old adhesive sheet, and I know I have mentioned this many times. When Stampin' Up! Was discontinuing them, I used them so much that I knew I wanted some. So this is how I do it. I take my piece of cardstock and I open up the adhesive sheet at one end so that I've got a little bit of a start. And then let's just cut it that way. If I put it in this way, I'm going to see where my adhesive ends. And I just tuck that back in with everything. So now that, whoops, let's cut that off too, because I don't need that portion. Now the backing just comes right off. There's my adhesive backing, okay? So that's how I like to do my adhesive backing. I like to give it a good burnish. And Darlene, thank you for sharing. I still don't see it, but I have a feeling it's like right in front of me. Let's get our little mini cut and emboss machine. And let's run that through, okay? So we're going to use our number 1. Let's see if I can get in there. Our number 2, I'm going to stagger it. I'm going to bring the number 2 panel in just a little bit from the number 1. I'm going to put my die down. The adhesive sheet is at the back. And then I'm going to stagger the top one. So I'm kind of in the shape of the letter E. And let's just wheel that through. I'm trying not to shake the table. And I'm just going to wheel it back again. I probably don't have to go twice, but thank you, Darlene, for sharing. I appreciate that. I'm going to need this again and again and again. Okay, so here is our little grid. And I don't have my brush. It's over there because I didn't think I needed it. Let's just get all of that out. And look at this. I don't have another little brush here. We're just going to kind of pop all of these little guys out. Like so. Now, if you were really industrious, and I'm not, you could keep all of these and you can just kind of put random confetti on your paper because they're already backed. Okay, so I've got all of that backing off. Okay. Let's put that die away, or what I like to do is I have a little metal tray. I bought most of my girls, I think most of them have one. I love it. I'm going to take that little panel that I altered and we're going to get that backing off, and we're just going to put that down kind of in a diagonal like so. Okay, so that's ready to go. We've got our card base, and this is just your standard card base, and a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 design paper. And that design paper came from, I keep looking for that because it's going to show up. That is the Regal's 6x6 designer series paper. It is gorgeous, gorgeous paper. So these are all the Regal colors. So of course you've got double-sided, and then the other side, there's hearts on, like every color has hearts, and then you've got your bold stripes. It's beautiful paper. So you're getting 2 sheets of each, and there are 40 sheets in there. So it's a really, really great value. Excuse me. Okay, let's put that down on our paper, and we're just going to use Tombow or whatever your preferred adhesive is. I was sitting outside on my computer and thought I had all the time in the world until I realized that I was going to be late. And I don't know if there's still smoke in the air, but I have a tickle. Excuse me. Let me just get a little sip of water here. Maybe that's why I felt like I was losing my voice. I'm going to put a candy in my mouth. Sorry. I just feel this kind of tickle from the smoky air. Okay, we've got our panel down. And that guy is ready to go. We're not going to do anything with that quite yet. Let's build our ice cream. Or I guess it's not ice cream. What is it? It's soda or something. A parfait. It's a parfait glass. Now, this is photopolymer. Sorry. So we're going to need a mat, okay? Just so that you get a nicer stamp on that. And you know what I did? I grabbed Coastal Cabana. I kind of wanted to get this feel of that old, what did they call it? Depression glass, okay? Depression glass. I don't know if the smoke is still really that bad here, Carol. I just get this tickle. So as you can see, I am a scrap keeper, and there's where I took some of my images. So I just have some random scraps. We are going to take the full size one. Now, when you're working with photopolymer, you know how sometimes with these, especially with the solid images with photopolymer, it's hard to get a good stamp. If you use Versamark, just stamp Versamark, stamp it off, give it a good clean. Somehow, I don't know how or why, it just stamps better. So we're going to, let's see if I can get in here a little bit. Move these beautiful names over. You ladies really, you make my day that you would come and spend some time with me. So we're going to ink that up using Coastal Cabana. And I want to stamp off just on a piece of scrap. Okay, we're going to stamp off once. So we're going to use our scrap, and then we're going to come down and hold it for about 3 seconds. Okay, and I'm not worried about that. It's glass. So sometimes there are imperfections. So it's just a little bit of imperfection. Susan, hello and welcome here. Not to worry about being late. You missed the little commercial and me having a little bit of a coughing fit. Crazy smoky air. Okay, we're going to keep our Coastal Cabana. That was the solid image. Let's tuck that away and let's get this other image. Now I'm going to And I want full strength on that. So I am going to line up the top of my stamp and the bottom with this, okay? So let's get that nicely inked up. And hopefully I'll still be in camera, but I really need to see what I'm doing. And I am going to be right there. I'm going to hold that down for about 3 seconds. Susan, thank you for sharing. I will add your name right away here. So there is, oh, I was way off. Let's try that again. So we're going to stamp off. I'm better at this when I use my Stamparatus, but I use my Stamparatus most of the time. And I'm starting to think that maybe people think I don't know how to stamp with, with blocks, and I do, but the two-step is a little different, and especially when you're not right over it. I think I need to pull this out so I can get right over. So we're going to get that nicely inked up, and somehow I feel like I have lined up a little bit better this time. There we go. Okay. So that kind of gives you this kind of 3D image. So we're going to run that through the cut and emboss. We are also going to stamp up. We're done with Coastal Cabana. I'm going to grab Real Red. I'm going to stamp my straw. Where is my, okay, there it is. Scared me for a minute. Grab my straw. Grab the little cherry. I got a little bit of marking on my paper here. Hold that down for about 3 seconds. And we are going to grab our ice cream or the bubbles. I'm not sure what this is. And we're going to stamp that twice, okay? So the first stamp is full strength. The second stamp is second generation. Susan, there's your name. Thank you. And yes, my shirt matches my ink and my nail polish. Is that like really cheesy? Okay, full strength on the bubbles, the foam, whatever this is called. Ooh, is that going to be big enough? Let's get this one. And again, I'm on my piercing mat because I need that full strength. And then that didn't ink up very nice. Let's flip it over and start again. Oh, that's better. I'm not sure what I did there. Okay. Full strength, 1, 2, 3, and half strength. And I think that's all our stamping. So that is Real Red, which is the same color as the stripes on the card, okay? So there's our card base, our stripes, our little panel, and let's start getting all of these goodies die cut. And we'll see if I can get a few on there. So again, when you're using, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. A little bit. Do you see how they're staggered? They look like the letter E. They are staggered. I've got, there you can see it better. 1, 2, 3. That's how I like to use my little mini cut and emboss machine. Put number 1 down, put my scratched up number 2, a little bit offset, and let's get this one cut off. And then I have more room on my plate. So we're going to grab the cup. I'm not in camera. We're going to grab the cup and we're going to line that up. I'm going to grab a little piece of tape. This is just removable tape that I bought at Staples. And I don't want to cut that quite there. Let's get rid of some of this excess. And there is my straw. And the cherry. Now with the cherry, see that little hole? I want to, and I'm not in camera, I want to make sure that I'm seeing all of the red of the cherry in here. And then this little dot, if I don't see red in the dot, that means I'm not lined up properly. And there's my red. So let's line up the little bulb first. And I'm just going to swing that until I see the red. And I like where that is, and I don't want it to move. So I'm going to grab another little piece of, this is just removable tape. I prefer using removable tape than washi. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. It breaks and splits and just does not work nicely for me. And I'm not staggered. There we go. Right away, I could tell that it wasn't going to work. Carol, I love this bundle too. It's so fun. And this is, full confession here, the first time I play with it. If you're using the gray platform instead, you won't need to stagger. Oh, really? Really? So you use a number 1, a number 2, and then a gray? Or do I, how does that work? So let's remove that. There's my cup. I don't want to lose all my pieces. And you know what? I had, oh dear. There it is right there. Okay. Sorry. Squirrel. Squirrel moment. Here is my straw. Put that with the cup. Here is, and let's get that die. I put my dies in that little metal tray right away because they're so fine, or not fine, they're so small. Some of them are really easy to lose. Okay. And then there's the cherry. So there's scrap and scrap. And now, okay, so gray platform is not the white. Okay, so I don't use the number 1, but do I use the 3 or the 4? I'm assuming the 4, just by the size of it. So I'm not staggered. Let's see what happens. Hello, Shell, welcome here. And then let's grab this die. And see this kind of little nose that kind of sticks into the die? Wait till you see what that's all about. So I am just lining that up with my image, and you can't see what I'm doing. And now you can a little bit. And let's grab that little piece of tape that I had on that cherry. So let's cut that. The number 3. Okay, so the number 3 and my 2 glass plates, and I'm not going to stagger. Okay, Carol, let's see. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? So the number 3. Carol, thank you for that little tip. That's why I love this community. Okay, so this got cut, and remember where I said that little nose that's sticking out? Look what it does. It gives me a little slit, okay? There's a reason for that. Hang tight. Okay, so you're going to take, this is Compliments of Carol, you're going to take your number 3 light and your number 2, which is your clear plate, and here's our second one that we stamped because it was second generation. Trying to get the camera here. And we're going to line that up. And there's that little nose that I was talking about sticking into our bubbles or whatever that is. And then we're going to take another clear plate and let's start rolling. Thank you, Carol and Linda. Okay, I think, I could be wrong, but I think all of our die cutting is done. So there is our second little foam thing. Let's tuck that in our metal bowl right away so it doesn't go missing. Has anybody ever lost a die and you seriously cannot find it? That's not fun. That is not fun at all. Okay, let's pick these things up that have fallen and let's build our cup. So we've got our straw, our cherry. I have pre-cut and I put it right here. My spoon, okay? And yes, there is a die for the spoon, okay? And I cut that out from, look at this delicious paper. This is called the silver foil, and it's a 3-pack, and you get different, whoa, that's really bad. You get different, hues of grays. See that? And so I grabbed this one here. And I cut a little spoon. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is let's put our dark real red down on our Coastal Cabana. And I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive down at the bottom. Excuse me. And down she goes. And there's that little slit. I don't know if you can see it, but right here, see how my paper goes in? There's that little slit, okay? Oh no. Still lost. Not fun to lose dies. We're going to add a little bit of adhesive. See that first set of stamping that I didn't like? You're not going to see that. So I'm just putting a little bit right at the bottom. It is not fun to lose a die. And let's put it, I guess I could have tucked it under, or you know what? I wanted it under. Am I too late? I think I just made a hot mess. I do want it under. So we're going to put the adhesive on that side. And I'm going to offset it just a smidge. The joys of sticky fingers, full of adhesive now. So I'm going to grab your hand sanitizer. Just a wee dot of hand sanitizer is great for getting that stickiness off your fingers. Okay, let's grab our straw I'm going to put a little dot, just little, right at the bottom. Trying not to get my fingers in the glue. And let's go under. It's going to share a little bit of glue with our spoon. That's better. So there's our straw. Let's grab our spoon and let's add our spoon into there like so. Isn't that super fun? Love it. Okay. And I've got a little bit of glue on my bubble stuff, my bubble tea. We're going to put a little glue dot behind the cherry down at the bottom, and let's pop that right there. Let's put some dimensionals behind this. It's kind of a hot mess because I've got glue on the wrong side of my ice cream. Let's get some little minis here. I cut these up because I had a class and my girls needed to share some dimensionals. There we go, that's better. I put too much. Well, I'm a hot mess. I am a hot mess. Do as I say, not as I do, right? Okay, let's cut these and let's just use every little bit of our dimensionals. I hope you girls do that too. You want to use every bit. Because why would you throw that away? We can put one down and just kind of grab the bottom of the straw. So I didn't really need to put adhesive on the bottom of my straw. I didn't on my original one, so I'm not sure why I did on this one. And you know what? Let's put one kind of right in the middle. We don't want our cup to concave on us. Okay, let's get all of that off. I will definitely keep this one. Regina, welcome here, my friend from Germany. If we ever end up in Europe, my dear, I am knocking on your door. Because I would love to go back. I'd love to show my husband where I lived when I was a little girl in Solingen. Okay, so now we've got all the backing off. Let's put that on our little altered panel. And let's get Regina's name down. Now, girls, if any of you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would be honored if you did. That is such a compliment to myself if you would do that. We're going to put that down on our card, but first I want to stamp my sentiment because I want to make sure that I place my sentiment where I want it. So we're going to use our real red. And did anybody see where I put it? Where did I put my real red? How do you lose an ink pad? There it is. Okay, let's ink that up. I just want to tuck the stamp set under there just so I get a nicer ink. So when I when I stamp my sentiments, I mostly always use, really, it's blurry and freezing. Huh. I don't know why. Carol, I'm sorry about that. I think we're good at this end. That's too bad. So yeah, when I do my sentiments, that's when I will pretty much always grab my Stamparatus. I'm pretty fussy with my sentiments. I can handle if I don't get a perfect stamped image when I use my blocks, but when it comes to sentiments, they have to be perfect. And so all I did was I grabbed my snips and I just kind of followed around. I don't want to be straight. I'm doing that on purpose. Kind of want to give this whole bubble effect thing. Okay, so I just kept twisting and turning my paper as I went. Let's get some dimensionals behind there. Put one in the middle. No saggy dimensionals. One on either side. How are we doing for time? We're doing pretty good. Whoops. I guess my fingers are still sticky. Let's remove that backing. So did anybody else share? Take a peek and make sure your name is there if you did share. Sherry, or Cherie, sorry, Linda, Carol, Dar, Regina. Get that backing off. Life is sweeter with you. Let's put that right there, and now I know where I want this place. Now I didn't put the other one on dimensionals, but let's put this one on dimensionals. And I will take care of that sticky ice cream section. Put one in the middle. Let's start working on that one. How was everybody's long weekend? Happy 4th of July, by the way, to all my American friends here. And happy Canada Day to my Canadian friends. We had a nice, quiet, and very enjoyable weekend here for Canada Day. We just kind of did day things. Did anybody do anything exciting for the celebrations? I'm just removing all of this backing. And then we're going to put down some embellishments. Of course, you know me. I have to have my embellishments. I think all my backing is off. And down she goes. I'm just kind of eyeballing left, right, and center, like so. And the embellishments that I used were the solid faceted gems. Oh, Carol, congratulations. Mother of the groom. How fun is that? Now, because I used real red, I don't know that I want to use, I think that's polished pink. So we're going to kind of stick with a little bit of the Coastal Cabana vibe that we've got happening here. Let's put a little guy right beside it, ish. Excusez-moi. And let's put one right here. Now you can take your Wink of Stella, which is what I did on the other one. And my Wink of Stella was probably over primed and it kind of came gushing out. So I will show you. So my cherry kind of looks smudged, but it's still pretty sweet. And so then I took the Wink and I just kind of colored in, see how it's really shimmery, all of the red, because I was trying to kind of wipe up my Wink of Stella. Let's see what happens. I am not going to prime it. Let's go on the cherry. And I think because it's red, you know how red is just prone to smudge. And so all I did was I just kind of followed the lines and I just filled in wherever there was red design paper, just to get a kind of a extra little punch in the card, if you will. I don't know if you can see that at your end, but it's pretty sweet here. I'm not going to touch my sentiment because I know for certain that that will smudge. So we're just staying away from that. We're going to just tuck in there a little bit. Get this side. Where did I go here? You can always pick up your paper and it's easy to see where the shimmer is or where it isn't. I guess I'm not. Thank you very much, Susan. I don't tend to do a lot of cutesy cards, but anytime I do, I end up really liking them. So maybe I need to do a little bit of a pivot and get into cutesy cards. You know what? Let's see what would happen if we added a little bit of Wink of Stella on the rest of our bubbles. Give that card a little bit of a shimmer. And so there we go. We have our spoon and our straw sticking out of our ice cream. So this one here, it looks a little lighter, and that's because I use sweet sorbet. So I had built this one first and then found the DSP, which I normally never do. I usually find my DSP and then I make sure that I've got the color that I want. So this the whole bubble ice cream thing happening is real red along with the cherry, and this is sweet sorbet. But there are the cards that I created. So thank you for your beautiful comments on that. Let me do the draw. I just want to make sure that I have everybody that shared. I've got Regina, Susan, Dar, Carol, Linda, and Cherie. Did anyone else share? Make sure I didn't drop any. Did anyone else share that I missed? Darlene and Susan, thank you. And Linda, thank you. I'm just shuffling the names while I'm waiting to see if I have everybody, and I think I do. And I think I had 6 people that shared. So why don't I choose the 3rd person in line, which is kind of our halfway point. So I have no idea where I have landed. Let's go. 1, 2, and 3. And our winner is Linda. So Linda, I've got this card coming your way. I'm going to send you the sweet sorbet one because this one here is really kind of sticky because I made a boo-boo. So when you do put your second layer of your bubble ice cream thing, make sure that your second layer is tucked under, okay, not over. And so I've got this card coming your way, Linda. Thank you very, very much, everyone, for popping in. Again, if you would like to subscribe to my YouTube channel, I would be honored if you did that. If you hit the little bell, you'll be notified whenever I go live um, or put down a new video. Thanks for coming. We will see you all next week on Thursday. I'm pretty sure we're still around next week. Have a wonderful rest of the day. The weekend is almost here. Have a blessed weekend, everyone. Bye now.